Crypto is back with a license to probe. The Alien Invader returns groovier than ever. Experience the swingin' 60s in all its chemical-induced glory and take revenge on the KGB for blowing up your mothership. This is a remake of the 2006 game that has been completely rebuilt in Unreal Engine 4. Includes all the crypto skins from the first game and then some, and allows you to change paint jobs on your flying saucer. I've never messed with the Destroy All Humans series, and I don't think this will change that. But if you're a fan of zany alien abduction mechanics, take a look at Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed when it comes to PS5, Series X and S, Steam, and Epic on August 30th. Make your mark on Formula One in the officially licensed F1 Manager 2022. Choose your team and be the boss with unparalleled authenticity and broadcast quality presentation. For the hardcore crowd that loves the simulation aspect of racing games, this is for you. I typically play the games that let all this stuff happen without my input. If you like to control every aspect of the race experience though, check out F1 Manager 2022 when it comes to the PlayStations, the Xboxes, Steam, and Epic on August 30th. Includes 13 games. There are 2 arcade games, TMNT and Turtles in Time, 4 NES games, TMNT, TMNT2, the arcade game, TMNT3, The Manhattan Project, and Tournament Fighters, 2 SNES games, Turtles in Time and Tournament Fighters, 2 Sega Genesis games, The Hyperstone Heist and Tournament Fighters, and 3 Game Boy games, Fall of the Foot Clan, TMNT2 Back from the Sewers, and TMNT3 Radical Rescue. Whew. I have memories of some of these games, but I surprisingly missed many despite being a huge Turtles fan growing up. I'll have my chance to check them out when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Cowabunga Collection comes to the PlayStations, Switch, the Xboxes, and Steam on August 30th. Tinykin is an innovative 3D puzzle platformer where you play as an astronaut named Milo. Milo arrives on Earth only to find out that he's way too small, everyone's gone, and a day hasn't passed since 1991. Team up with the mysterious Tinykin and use their unique powers to create ladders, bridges, explosions, and eventually return home. Fans of small people in big places rejoice. Trust me, those people very much exist, and they should be very excited for this game. Tinykin comes to the PlayStations, Switch, the Xboxes, and Steam on August 30th. There's also a demo available both on Steam and Xbox right now. Orcs is part tower defense and part deck-building card game, set in a beautifully drawn world of dark fantasy. Expand your territory, call soldiers to arms, and fortify your castle with every card that you play. With over 300 cards, you can do tons to bolster the defenses of your kingdom. While tower defense games don't appeal to me much, the inclusion of card mechanics is like a cheat code to instantly perk up my interest. Orcs comes to Steam on August 30th and has a demo available now. What happened to Marissa Marcel? She made 3 movies, none of which was ever released, then she disappeared. Participate in this interactive mystery and learn more about the actress and her movies. Frankly, I'm not sure how the game will play out, not only from a story standpoint, but I'm not sure what the main gameplay conceit will be either. I do know that it comes from Sam Barlow, who released Her Story, which I never played, but remember that it was very well liked when it released. Immortality comes to Series X and S and PC on July 26th and will be available on Game Pass. For the first time in the West, you can experience La Pucelle Ragnarok, now loaded with lots of extra content including new scenarios, new recruits, and DLC characters. Then, explore the precursor to the Disgaea series with the strategy RPG Rhapsody, a musical adventure. I love how NIS has been rolling out these old games,
remastering them, and introducing them to a new audience. Personally, this collection is the most intriguing for me thus far. Prinny Presents NIS Classics Volume 3 comes to Switch and Steam on August 30th. Scathe is an intense, blood-soaked FPS where quick reflexes are the key to surviving the bullet hell labyrinth that stands between you and your ascension. Rip through the underworld's deadliest demons and collect the hellstones with drop-in, drop-out online co-op gameplay. It's hard not to draw immediate comparisons to 2016's Doom and its follow-up Doom Eternal, but I say go for it. Those were great games, and if this is as fun to play, then bring it on. Scathe seems to dial up the bullet hell element quite a bit, but if the controls and the movement are tight, this could be a bloody good time. Scathe comes to Steam and Epic on August 31st. From the creators of The Hunter, Call of the Wild comes a genre-defying fishing experience. The game's full of spectacular fishing spots and breathtaking environments which can be explored on foot, by off-road vehicle, or by boat. I love the few opportunities I get to go fishing every year. This year that number has been 0, but there's still a little summer left, so fingers crossed I'll be able to get out. Regardless, I really can't think of anything more relaxing than exploring an amazing, gorgeous open world, finding your spot, casting your line, and landing a monster. Call of the Wild, The Angler comes to Steam and Epic on August 31st. Build a space colony, attack enemies, grab items, and rule the universe. This free-to-play MMO strategy game is full of interesting planets and characters, and mixes traditional easy-to-play casual gameplay mechanics with touches of more traditional genres like tower defense and RTS. There's also several competitive PvP features present in this persistent online galaxy. Galaxy Life comes to Steam on August 31st. Assume the role of Michael, an ordinary guy who discovered the underground pathway leading into Dargrat, the unexplored underground kingdom. Michael meets the royal family through an odd set of events and coincidences, and now it's up to them to decide what is going to happen with him next. There appears to be a reputation system in play, which is affected by your ability to help the citizens of the various worlds. My impression is that this leans more heavily into the adventure aspect of adventure RPG, but we'll see when Mondealy comes to Steam on August 31st. A first-person simulator where you will help Europe rise from the ashes of the Second World War and turn the ruins into welcoming homes for millions of people again. Walk the streets of London destroyed by the Blitz, explore French towns in shambles, and see an almost completely ruined Warsaw before you set out to rebuild. These simulators never cease to surprise me. Here's another. This one requires you to utilize your resources, use tools to sift through the wreckage, and provides you feedback based on an area's quality of life post-rebuild. World War II Rebuilder comes to Steam on August 31st and has a demo available now. When the snow stops falling, the small Danish village of Tinglev will no longer be the same. Walk the path of Gerda as her quiet life is turned upside down during the World War II occupation of her home. Choose where to go, how to act, and who to trust in this intimate narrative RPG-light experience inspired by real-life events. This game in action reminds me of Disco Elysium in the way the narrative is decided by dice rolls. It also shares some similarities visually as well. If this measures up to Disco Elysium in any way, I think it can be chalked up as a success. Gerda, A Flame in the Winter comes to Steam and Switch on September 1st. Aliens are attacking. Who will save us? Chenso Club will, using chainsaws, hammers, and the aliens' own life force against them. These fearless warriors will pulverize enemies on their way to victory. Go solo, go co-op, go hack those aliens in this action-packed, side-scrolling platform brawler. This bright, colorful, brutal side-scroller looks to combine fast-paced combat with unique and quirky platforming. Each character seems to bring its own unique flavor to the game, and there seem to be various upgrades available as you progress. Chenso Club comes to the PlayStations, Switch, the Xboxes, and Steam on September 1st. Embark on an epic quest across the Drathrir Peninsula, a land ravaged by warring factions of dragons, and take on the role of a commander, recruited by the Dragoness in her bid to conquer and bring peace to the world. Inspired by Heroes of Might and Magic, the Dragoness mixes exploration, city building, and turn-based strategy, but with a roguelike twist. I'm rather uninitiated with Heroes of Might and Magic, but this looks like a pretty straightforward CRPG from my viewpoint. I'm probably selling it very short though. The Dragoness, Command of the Flame, comes to Steam on September 1st and has a demo available now. Ooblets is a farming, creature collection, and town life game where you build up your farm, befriend townsfolk, grow ooblets, and have dance-offs. You can grow and sell your crops, customize your character, expand and decorate your house from a dinky shack to a stately farmhouse, and learn more about the townsfolk. Now, I've been on the periphery of the Ooblet hype for a long time. While it's not a game I'm interested in, I imagine that hype comes from the fact that it seems to be an Animal Crossing-like, and people go gaga for those games. Ooblets comes to the Switch, Xbox One, and Epic on September 1st. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is best known for its charismatic heroes who perform over-the-top moves as they pummel each other using martial arts and supernatural skills. Now you too can brawl with your favorite characters in the biggest game ever in the franchise, which brings together 50 characters from every story arc. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is on my list of anime to watch that I haven't yet, and the art style has always been the most striking feature to me. Fighting games aren't my jam, but maybe someday I'll get to watching the show. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R comes to the PlayStations, Switch, the Xboxes, and Steam on September 2nd. Dream up the ultimate minifigure brawlers and bash your way through all of your favorite LEGO themes in the first team action brawler set in the LEGO universe. Play with friends at home or around the world and see how you stack up against the competition. Now, I had some trouble figuring out exactly what this game is. Initially, I thought it was a Smash Bros. Clone, but I think it's more of a beat-em-up. Now, they call it a brawler, which I guess is interchangeable with beat-em-up, but it wasn't clear in the description, and it really isn't any clearer after watching the trailer. Either way, LEGO Brawls comes to the PlayStations, Switch, the Xboxes, and Steam on September 2nd, and has a Steam demo available now. An action RPG in which players themselves descend into the world of the Abyss and grow through their experience in its depths. Fans are sure to enjoy the dark fantasy that remains true to the unique flavor of the original work. Made in Abyss is another anime that I haven't watched yet, but I really want to. I'm intrigued by the dark direction the game and anime can take. For having such cutesy characters, you catch glimpses of just how brutal this game can be. This one snuck up on me a bit, but Made in Abyss Binary Star Falling into Darkness comes to PS4, Switch, and Steam on September 2nd. In a ravaged civilization where infected and hardened survivors run rampant, Joel, a weary protagonist, is hired to smuggle 14-year-old Ellie out of a military quarantine zone. However, what starts as a small job soon transforms into a brutal cross-country journey. Now, do I think this game needed a remake? No, I do not. It's happening though. And if you're someone who hasn't had a chance to experience the original, I think it's one of the best games ever made, and this will more than likely be the version that you should play. I just have a hard time thinking that the leap in quality is significant enough for me to jump aboard. The Last of Us Part 1 comes to PS5 on September 2nd. What happens when you do touch the artwork? In this cozy narrative puzzler, you'll break the golden rule of museums and unravel the secret world behind iconic abstract art. Featuring 160 paintings, this is an aesthetic journey to the origins of modern art, all set to a soothing, jazzy soundtrack. I can say that after watching the trailer, I don't have much of an idea of what's going on or how you actually play this game. The tutorial, I'm sure, will likely rectify that, but even so, assuming the mechanics make sense, this does put out an incredibly chill vibe that you could lose yourself in for a bit. Please Touch the Artwork comes to Switch on September 3rd and has a demo available now. There we go! That's 21 games coming between August 29th and September 4th, and this marks the first of our weekly FutureDub videos. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to the channel and offering up some feedback on things you'd like to see implemented into these videos. The next couple of weeks will be me trying to find my footing and proper schedule to maintain the weekly release schedule, but then we'll start rolling out some requested features, so make sure I know what you want to see. As always, don't forget to follow the FutureDubs Twitter account to get daily updates on new releases. Alright, I'll be back next week with new releases covering September 5th through September 11th. We'll see you then.